Out of English and my mother tongue, there's this one language that I wanted to learn forever now. And that language is Italian. Not because it is just, so connected to Spanish. And Spanish is one of the most spoken languages in the world. But also because I really like traveling and I'm really looking forward to exploring Italy a little bit more than what meets the eye. I want to explore the entire Italian peninsula when when I will have the money in the future. And so naturally I've tried once to learn Italian, and that was before summer of 2024. But that didn't really go anywhere. It was a good shot, don't get me wrong. I was reading a lot, I was watching a couple of videos on YouTube, I was even taking some exercises from time to time, but it only lasted for about 3 weeks, I would say, and I didn't really get good at it because I didn't have half of the knowledge that I have right now, so I didn't really go with it anywhere. And so I remained stagnant on it for like 6 months. But until the end of this year, I saw a post from one of my dearest friends and one of my dearest brothers in a few of the online communities that I hang around in. And he said that you need to constantly push yourself so that you won't become replaceable. And that message deeply resonated with me because, yeah, I've been just reading books about humor, for example, about masculinity, and of course, I needed some culture in my life. So I upped my game when it comes to the ukulele, martial arts, and finally, languages. I decided to come back to Italian. And I restarted learning some words, like for example, che ora è, which means what time is it. Then we also have volei, which is like I would like to sleep, for example, which would be abenere. I think that's how you say sleep. But then you have also phrases like dove è la stazione, which means where is the station. You understand. I've been getting quite good at it, but it isn't nothing compared to what I'll be in summer of this year. And so, of course, I realized the fact that I can learn as much theory as possible. I can rewatch the same videos where the same lady says the same 25 phrases, hundreds, e- even if I want to, thousands of times, even though that would be useless. I will still have that much theory in my mind. But of course, everything that is learned mechanically is useless, and you will have a way harder time implementing it into your daily life. However, if you remind it to yourself and you learn it the logical way, like you actually, exercise, you do some exercise like in a workbook, or you write them down, for example, or you actually speak to Italians in the first place, like through online calls or in real life, it would be useless because a mechanical mind won't get you really anywhere. You won't be able to properly implement what you've learned. You will have a harder time re- remembering it, so you'll have to rewatch the same videos and reread the same sentences over and over again. And I just decided that I needed some kind of a way to actually implement the knowledge that I've been learning. And so I meditated on this thought as I was sitting there alone with my thoughts. After a while, after I achieved the alpha state of total relaxation, it finally dawned on me. Why don't I just use the past conversations that I've involved myself in my life? And suddenly, that solution was instantly solved. It was instantly there, and I was free to fly. It was genius. I've had a lot of conversations in my life, of course. I'm not that alone like many of you think. So, of course, I'll be able to, uh, after I learn some of the words, I'll be able to, slowly but surely put them into the sentences that I already know. Yeah, sure, I won't be able to understand 100% of the words 100% of the time, but I'll just replace them with my Slovakian words I already know from my mother tongue, or from the English words that I already know, so it is not that big of a deal. Over time, I will reforge this and I will completely sharpen this sword so that it can serve me the right way. And this It's exactly how you can master each and every single skill in this life using your authentic self. Because, my brother, of course, when it comes to learning anything, for example, mm, for some people it can be very difficult to learn math, for some people it can be really difficult to learn boxing, but have you actually stopped and thought to yourself, what causes that? Sometimes it is something so deeply hidden within your subconscious mind, some kind of trauma that has been poisoning you for decades now, or only for years, but it is still there. Because you see, our bodies, they don't forget. Yeah, sure, you can forget about it consciously, but subconsciously, it is still there at the back of your mind. And you see, time is just an illusion, meaning that present, the time in the past, and future are all happening simultaneously, meaning that each and every single memory, whether it was bad, good, or neutral, they are all happening in your mind as we are speaking. All of the traumatic memories, all of the times that you've cried, but also all of the times where you've succeeded in your life, they are all getting played back to you over and over and over again. That's why if you're struggling with learning something simple, as for example the quadratic function, it is maybe because of that one time where in the third grade you missed out on one very crucial lesson because you were sick. And then when you came back, you failed the test because you had insufficient education, but it was kind of your fault because you didn't went up to your classmates, but it was also the teacher's fault because she forgot to, teach it to you, but it is also your fault because yeah, you forgot to raise your hand, and yeah, it can be something so specific as this. And then, of course, you went back to your house, your mother yelled at you, and now it is a subconscious bad memory that still poisons you to this day. And now you refuse to revise multiplication just because you have a bad attitude towards it. Yeah, that's why if you want to progress in any kind of realm, in any kind of skill, you must first study the last pages of your life, the past chapters of your life. You must reread where you started, because that way you can think to yourself and imagine what can come in the future. You can leverage these superpowers that you have, meaning that you can remember what you succeeded at very easily, but you can also acknowledge the facts that you are bad at something and use those somethings, those small factors that never really played in your cards, and you can take them and finally turn them into advantages. No matter what, you will always find them, and you will be able to turn them around and and help them make you into the best possible version of yourself. It is just a matter of when. Now, you must study them like a true timeless reader for the future. And, of course, you must analyze every single detail about them. Don't leave anything behind. Everything, every small detail that you have about your past memories, whether it is this positive, neutral, or negative, you must always find a way to turn them and to leverage them for success in the future. Meaning that whenever you succeeded at something, analyze the thought processes that you put into succeeding in that competition, that you won effortlessly. Just analyze what could be that superpower that you are holding inside of your subconscious mind that helped you win that competition, that made you get that A in that test. What is it that got you that that mere result in that exam, for example, when you got a B, for example? You can analyze what you did wrong. You can analyze maybe it was a lack of inconsistency or a lack of interest in the first place because you weren't interested in sixth grade biology, for example, or, of course, those disadvantaged memories that we already talked about, which are those traumatic ones. But you need to remember that everything that is in your subconscious mind that doesn't benefit you in the long term and only hurts you and brings you negative emotions doesn't deserve to be there. Meaning that you have to let go. You have to acknowledge the fact that you won't be able to change the past, but that's okay, because you still have 80 years ahead of your life to change the future, meaning that you just have to let go, forgive yourself that you made those mistakes, and move forward. But of course, you must first discover these traumatic experiences, and after that, you can forgive yourself and embrace the future. Okay? So, the same way that I remembered those past conversations of mine where I felt really good and where I really succeeded at them, you can take those, for example, and apply those Italian words like I told you to. You can use this a plethora amount of ways. Okay? So always study the past chapters of your life because those determine heavily your future. They determine if you will succeed or not. Okay? If you want to join a community where we discuss our mental health and full of like-minded men who share the same values as you, the same likes and dislikes, the same goals as you, who are becoming the best version of themselves every single day to surpass you in the race of men, but at the same time, they will be like your true, blood-bonded brothers with whom you can talk about any kind of topic and any kind of life lesson that you wish, and they will give you life advice on it like there is no tomorrow. Then you can join our Discord clan in the description. I know that if you're watching videos like these and willing to take action, that you have way more potential than you think you have. So please, harness it and join us on the path towards greatness and leave the 99% of people behind that don't benefit you whatsoever. But besides that, you can like the video, you can subscribe if you want, join the email list in the description and get us a free book about mindfulness, comment on which part of the video you liked the most and which part of the video you will implement in your daily life. Don't forget to join the clan, you're still invited, and become a part of the family. If you want to learn about healthy mindsets that will guarantee success in the long term and in the short term by mending your mental health and bring you on the right path, no matter what, no matter the life test, no matter the goal, then I highly suggest that you should go check out Timeless Readers Mindsets in the description. It is truly something life-changing, and you would be an absolute fool to miss out, especially with the discount that is happening over there right now. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you